Hey, my name is Sammy. I'm one of the co-creators of AppScreens, and today I'm going to give you a little demo on AppScreens and the features that it has to offer. So just a little intro into us. So we're a small dev team. We've created apps for over 10 years, and we got to the point where we hated app release. So there's too many different requirements for different app stores, and we decided that there's got to be a better way. And so we created AppScreens for us and for you. We have so far helped over 70,000 developers, and we've exported over 5.5 million screenshots, which is awesome. And we obviously want to continue helping more people. AppScreens is a dedicated screenshot generator tool. So we are one of the only systems to have a responsive design that will literally output for every device, app store, and language that you need to export for. So let's get into it. So the fastest way to start is on our homepage and clicking Create Screenshots Fast. Here we're going to use our AI Screenshot Creator. Now in here we've got a couple of apps that we've added already, but we can search for a new one in the App Store. If you're not yet published, that's fine. You can create one manually, and in a couple of steps you can add just a basic description about your app, and that's what our AI will use to create your caption. So we're going to use Duolingo as an example for this one. Let's create using that one. So we're finding it in the App Store, we're reading the metadata, and we're going to create some ASO optimized captions to pop into the app. Here we've got all of our captions that our AI has generated, and we've got a few different options which I'll play with in a sec. Let's select a template. So there are actually over 100 templates in AppScreens for you to pick from. So you can choose a template to start from, you can create from scratch, it's totally up to you. Here we're going to use the Inspired by Duolingo template. And as you can see, that's our preview of our project populated. Now I want our captions to be a bit longer, so I'm going to swap over to long form, and we've got a few different styles in here as well. So just for fun, I'm going to add some emojis onto our captions too. All right, now let's save and edit our project. So moving on, then we've now got the project set up. So you've got your basic details, name, about, tags, app. You can also change the orientation. So we can change from portrait or landscape. You can create a whole landscape project in AppScreens. We've also got different output sizes here too. So within AppScreens, you can output to Android, Apple, or you've also got all of the custom sizes available as well. So we're actually one of the only systems that has a universal responsive design that will actually also mock up for every app store. So you can do the Hawaii App Gallery, you can do the Chrome Web Store, Amazon Store, you can also do individual things such as create like the Google Play feature graphic, or just even add your own custom size. There's heaps of options. Alrighty. Now, as you can see, the ones that have a red exclamation mark here, that means that they are the mandatory sizes. You can change a few of these of the actual display device for that output size too. We're always adding new devices in here. Next up is the languages. So you can pick your default language. We're English, so we'll use that one, and our translator. So we can use AI, we can use Google, or we can have manual translations. You can actually do a mix of like manual and AI as well, which I can show you when we get into it. So our export languages, we'll just add a few in here as examples. Perfect. Now onto our advanced options. You can up the screenshot limit, but you can also add custom fonts. It's great if you want your project to obviously stay on point for your brand. If you don't have a custom font, totally fine. We use Google Fonts and there's thousands of them available, so you'll find something that works for you. All right, let's create our app. Okie dokie, here's our project ready to go. So as you can see from our setup, we've got something ready. So if we drop down our device selector here, we can select all the different output sizes that we've said that we want to create a screenshot set for. Again, as you can see, this is the whole responsive sizing working. It's pulling across to all of them. And also on our languages too. So if we now select German, we'll do the translation, and here's your project in German, Spanish, French. So it's really easy to do all of your localizations. One of the really awesome things about AppScreens too is that within your actual AppScreens themselves, you can upload localized screenshots for each of your localizations. Not only that, you can also do it in bulk too, so you don't have to do individual dragging and dropping. All you need to do is set up your file into certain file names, import it, and then we'll auto assign it to all of them, which makes it much, much easier and quicker. Just a little thing on uploading your screenshots. I always recommend not to use the global screenshot and actually upload the individual specific screenshots for that size. Apple will actually reject you if you try and do something like upload an iPhone screenshot and stretch it for an iPad. So you're going to get a much better look if you actually upload them, and obviously you don't want your app to get rejected too. Alrighty, on localization too, if you click on the localize button, you can see our kind of setup there. And then per each screenshot, we can also change the localization. So say for German, I've actually got a professional translator and I don't want automatic translation. I'll turn that off and then I can manually translate everything and change a few things in there as well. Alrighty, so next up then on our customization. So you can customize anything in AppScreens to your heart's content. Let's say, for example, we can add a bit of rotation, we can change our shadowing, we can change the color if we want to, our amount of blur. We can also move it around here. So if I want the height of my device to be a bit bigger, I want to reduce the padding between my device and my caption, you can do pretty much anything. Not only have we got the move tools here, but we've kind of got our advanced move tools as well. So in here is like the layout designer. So you can add multiple layers, you can drag and drop elements, and you can also change the sizing of all of them in there as well. So you can literally customize to your heart's content. Along with device options, you can also change the style of your device. So we've got 3D mockups, we have like your flat device mockups, different kind of styles for them too, like a real gold. And then we've got one of our my favorite one, which is the dynamic custom frame. So this basically gives you lots of different options, especially in kind of customizing for your specific branding. So let's change this to yellow and we want to make a really chunky and thick frame, or we can go right back down and have a nice thin frame. We've also got a cool padding. So for example, if we change this to that and add a bit of transparency, we can have like a cool floating outline as well. So that also works really cool, really makes your screenshots pop, and again, works really well if you've got specific branding kind of guidelines that you're trying to match as well. With our titles and captions, you can change anything here. At the moment this is all bolded, but we can unbold, underline, we can make something a different color if we want to. You can add a text background, emojis, there's lots of different personalization there as well. One of the great things with AppScreens is our automatic responsive resizing for text. So let's say I made this a little bit longer. Now you see there, everything is changing size as we increase the amount of text that we have. So this keeps all of our screenshots uniform. You don't have to go through and change the text size for all of them. You can, however, go against the grain, and if, say, for example, for like your first one, you want something a bit bolder, we can increase that size manually and make it look different to all of the other ones. Again, this will actually flow across to all of our other designs as well. So you're literally creating one design for all of the different ones. Now, something fun is the panoramic background. So we can have a gradient background, a solid color, or we can select like a picture. So within AppScreens, we've got a few different assets uploaded. We've got badges and icons, backgrounds and gradients, but we also integrate with Unsplash as well. So there's heaps and heaps of images and things available in there. This one though, let's select one of our preset images. We're going to select our gradient and we'll pick this one here. At the moment, you can't actually see our gradient because we've already got colors applied. So what we'll do to change the individual background is go in, click on background, and we'll just remove that background. Now we don't obviously want to do this for each individual one because that will take far too much time. So we'll just copy the settings. We'll select all of the screenshots that we want to copy to. We'll click background settings to copy, and okay. And there you go, everything is completely copied across. And you can see at the end here we've got a few different screenshots. So we've got a couple of landscape devices, and you can see here we've got a couple of badges and images thrown in there as well. So you can have whatever you want. Another cool thing that you can do in AppScreens, if you want to change the layout or style, you can click on your layout of one of your app screens and click change layout. These are all of the individual screenshots from the templates that we've created in AppScreens. So you can literally pick anything to create any different style. So let's say I'm going to pick this one. It's also got a bit of a text background. Make sure you save your project when your little reminder pops up. And as you can see, instantly we've got a cool different style there. So really fun to play with different things and a great way to try different styles. Now, once we're at the end of creating our project, what we can then do is go to preview and export. Here you can go through, you can have a little preview of all of your screenshots in your different languages on all of your different devices. It's a nice quick way to see what they look like. When it comes to downloading, you can download just a zip. All your files will be nicely organized. You can also configure the outputs here. You can structure it for a fast lane, structure it for using fast lane. You can also choose whether you want to include an alpha transparency layer. Now, this is automatically turned off when you're creating App Store screenshots because Apple actually will reject your screenshots if they have an alpha layer. But if you're just like trying to create something in AppScreens for like a mock-up, then you can pop that transparency layer on and export. Alongside of that is one of my other favorite features, which is the automatic upload to app stores. Literally within one click, once you've set this up, we will automatically upload everything to the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. You don't have to drag all of your different devices, all of your different languages onto the App Store. It will literally save you hours. It is such a great feature. Highly recommend using it. That's kind of the main basics of AppScreens. Obviously, AppScreens has been designed to allow for your first indie developers, your first time developing an app, all the way through to your advanced, apps where you've got a heap of customization and branding and, you really want to play and make those screenshots pop. A big thing that a lot of people don't realize is that App Store optimization is really important for your app, and it really kind of forms part of your app release. A lot of first time devs will just upload a simple screenshot of their apps, won't add any captions, any popping colors, nothing like that, and that makes a big difference. They say don't judge a book by its cover, but everybody does. And what's the first thing you do when you look at the App Store and you're searching for an app? You look at the screenshots. So if your app screenshots aren't selling your app, people aren't going to download it. So to increase those conversions, it's really important that you focus on those screenshots. Another really cool thing that you can do in AppScreens is restyling. So if you want to start getting into some A/B testing, which we highly recommend that you do consistently, is using restyling. So if we click the restyle tool and let's say, actually, we want something really plain now, we're just going to select this template. And then once it's populated, we can either replace our current project or save it as a new one in our projects page. I'm going to replace this one so you can just see just how quick it is. And that's how easy it is to do A/B testing. It'll keep your captions, it'll keep your app screens, and that's all that you need to do. We actually have run a few tests on our own apps, and we're constantly doing A/B testing, partially because it's also fun. Now we've got AppScreens, it's a great way to, create some cool new designs, but we actually saw a 20% increase on one of our apps just from changing the screenshots. It's a really simple thing, although, you might think that something looks good, it may not actually resonate with your users. So it's really worth playing with different styles, especially with, different kind of industries of apps as well, until you get something that really works and you can just keep on improving them. Otherwise, I hope this run through has been helpful and shown how AppScreens can help you create App Store screenshots either really quickly and easily or still quickly and easily, but with a lot more customization. It'll honestly save you hours and hours and hundreds of files, and I think it's a great tool for anybody to integrate. We have freemium options, which does actually help you release your app to the App Store for free. You can do the whole thing, but obviously we would recommend going for those pro plans. It's a super affordable price and plan. You get all of our advanced features. You can upload have more than 5 screenshots, use your localization tools, all our dynamic frames. There's lots and lots of fun things. Your automatic App Store upload is a pro feature, so highly recommend using that and getting onto a pro plan to make the most of AppScreens and make the most of your app too, and push out those conversions. Anyway, if you've got any questions, just email us, drop a comment. Otherwise, I hope this has helped you, and thanks for watching.